Sorry.
Raphael.
I mean, honestly.
We can do this.
Come on, Raphael. Keep it down.
We're back here with Fireman Three Houses, our Verdant Assassins, and I'm on this screen just because I was we were mid conversation when we ended last time. So, Claude, the annual ball is upon us.
First,
yes, it is.
An eve of merriment.
Yes.
Okay, I'll admit it. The Officers' Academy isn't as uptight as I thought.
It's fun. They let loose. They party once in a while. I'm still so wired because I just finished recording the last one, and oh boy, it was something. It was something, all right. That episode. I could really use an eve of merriment right now. So we're gonna relax. We're gonna have some fun at the ball. I actually don't know if you say no one comes to mind when they say who are you gonna meet at the Goddess Tower, if it just picks the person you have the highest support with, who is has a Goddess Tower event, or if you don't go there at all. We're gonna see. Because I think Marianne was our highest bond aside from Happy, and actually maybe even including Happy. So it'll probably end up meeting here, which would be kind of fun because I'd like to see that scene anyway. But it'll be nice to just relax with the ball, take things at a nice chill pace, and have some fun support combos as well. Are we ready? Let's go.
I adore such things. Dancing is the only thing I'm really good at anyway.
I was watching some like clips of like compilation clips of what happens if you ask everyone to dance for the white heron competition. I don't remember her being this enthused.
There's a feast tomorrow, isn't there? Isn't there? Oh, I can't wait a moment longer.
It's gonna be a good one, Raphael.
Singing? I'm not good at either of those things.
Well, you've never tried. I'm sure you'd be great.
So, dancing is fun! Oh, and remember that you can't dance with the same partner multiple times. It's tradition.
I'm not sure that's accurate.
That means you have to dance with all of the gentlemen in all of the houses, swapping dance partners as you please. How scandalous.
Sorry, I cut off her squeal. I didn't realize there was going to be one.
Simply behold the pure essence of dance.
Listen, yeah, I love you, buddy, but that's quite possibly the stupidest thing you've ever said. In the sweetest way. With all the love I can muster.
Watch from a distance. You can't just watch, Marianne. If a boy asks you to dance, you simply must accept. It's only polite.
Marianne, do not listen to her. She lost her mind with anxiety at watching us almost die in that paralogue last time, and she's talking crazy. If someone asks you to dance, you are under no obligation to say yes. That would be ridiculous.
You can ask anyone to dance? God, whatever should I do?
I'll take you if you want.
Oh, lucky you, Ignatz. Tomorrow, if only for a day, you may live out your dearest dreams of an exalted existence.
Damn.
As for me, I am surely to be overwhelmed with the propositions of desperate ladies. I will doubtless have little time for partners of my own choosing.
I think you and Hilda maybe... Did you both get, like, clonked on the head at the same time during that last paralogue somehow? Could have sworn Hilda was with Claude, but... that seems to be the only explanation for why you two are so out of your minds right now. And are you certain that the propositions you want are from desperate people? Doesn't really sound good.
Which one of you is dreaming now, Lawrence?
Everyone, listen up. To no one's surprise, I have a brilliant idea. Teach, you'll want in on this too.
If it has anything to do with fighting, count me out. What's your idea?
This may sound impetuous, perhaps irresponsible, almost certainly impossible. But we're gonna do it anyway. In exactly 5 years,
It hasn't stopped us
let's
yet.
Promise to meet again, right here at the monastery.
Honestly, that's like the tamest of all the impetuous and irresponsible and impossible things we've attempted. So, yeah, sounds great.
A reunion. There's usually food at reunions. Count me in, Claude.
He's got a point.
5 years from now will be the monastery's Millennium Festival, celebrating 1,000 years since the founding of Garreg Mach.
I hear the Millennium Festival will be the largest celebration in the monastery's history.
Oh, I get it. It'll be easier for us to all get back here with the Millennium Festival as an excuse.
Yes, obviously.
How true. As the new leader of the Alliance, I will certainly have occasion to attend and pay my respects to Lady Rhea.
That almost certainly will not transpire.
And you, Teach? I guess it's hard to imagine that you'll still be teaching here 5 years from now.
Again, considering that I didn't know I'd be teaching here now like 3 months ago, or 7, oh God, it's been like 8 months we've been together. 3 decades ago when we all got here. Yeah, who knows?
But I'm sure no matter where you end up, you'll come running at the chance to see your adorable little golden deer again, right?
Of course, Claude. You know, minus Lauren's, and Raphael's adorable, but he's not really little. Leonie's muscles are so huge that she no longer fits into her shirt, so I guess we can't call her little either. I guess, like, I'm gonna go right back to seeing, like, 4 of you adorable little ones, and then the rest of you normal ones. Probably so.
That was your cue to promise everyone you'll return. Go on, set a good example, Teach. If you promise, everyone else will too.
I'm already excited. After 5 years, we'll all be whoever we're going to become. Oh, please, Professor, invite Captain Gerald too. I want to show him how well his apprentice turns out.
Like, I'll try, but the guy isn't really good at commitment to a time and place.
It's settled then. What do you say, Claude? Is it official?
The promise is sealed. That means we're all obligated to keep it.
I still didn't
5
promise,
years
but
from today,
sure, I'll come.
All of us will meet again at the monastery.
Sounds like fun.
Don't forget it, Teach. You and I will meet here again.
Alright, that turned a little slightly ominous turn. Please do not force me to come if I'm otherwise occupied, but yes, I will try my best to come back, because I love you guys so much. It's the day of the ball! I could have sworn... I guess he said the eve of the ball was upon us, so it could mean he's just saying it's close by. Lovely! Interesting that we were all in the class so late in the evening last time. Ba, 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 ba. Look at the Elvis hair on that one over there. I probably said that last time too, didn't I? It was just so hard to miss. That lady with the cool, green hair at the bottom right of the screen a moment ago looked really cool. I'm like really anxious he's gonna bump his shoulder into her head. Oh hey Claude, there you are! God, I'm looking all over you. This place is crowded, huh? What are you doing? Claude, I'm shy! No, I don't wanna! Don't make me go! Okay, here we go. We're dancing now. Ominous thunder to highlight just how scary an event that would be.
Running away?
Yeah, did you see Claude's hands all over my man? I love the dude, but I need to freaking sleep.
I understand. You hardly had the time to breathe in there. It must be hard to be the favorite teacher at the ball. Poor professor.
Look, you dance with Claude and then we'll talk. I'm not everyone's favorite.
Was that a joke? I find it hard to tell with you. Just think of all the students begging you to dance.
Yeah, and then like the 6 or 7 who won't let me go to the training grounds anymore because student-teacher relationships are inappropriate or some stupid nonsense that no one's ever said before.
But where is there to run? This place is filled with joyful students looking for a dance. Ah, I see. The Goddess Tower waits for you.
Interesting. And will there be someone there, or will we just going to spend the night there alone, actually able to catch our breath instead of being thrust into another awkward social situation, as usually happens here? I'm imagining we'll run into Marianne up here. Gugh! We certainly didn't run into no one. There's always a huge loading screen whenever this happens, though.
Professor!
Oh, it's Hilda!
You're not waiting for anyone, right?
Well, I was waiting for Happy, but it doesn't look like she's showing up, so... yes, I am.
Well, I bet you've never heard the legend about this tower, then.
No, yes, I'm not. What legend?
Something special happens here during the ethereal moon on the night of the ball. First, an unmarried boy and girl need to meet at the Goddess Tower and make a vow.
They're unmarried. Like, I would have thought that was implied.
Then, the goddess will grant them divine protection and ensure that their vow comes true.
I also love that, like, they say that, but, like, even if you're going, like, one of the gay options, that still, like, you still meet here. So it's clear that your characters are just like, the legend can only be so accurate.
Or so they say. It's a well-known story among the students.
I've heard it once or twice.
A couple guys invited me up here, but...
They stood you up.
No! How rude. I turned them down.
I don't know why I said
If I
that.
accepted their invitations, then our vow would come true. It's just a legend, sure, but I prefer to be cautious about such things.
Probably wise.
One of the guys was pretty handsome, and he came from a good family. But that doesn't really tell you what a person's like on the inside.
Guess
I
not.
want a life partner who's good-hearted and good-looking.
Hard to find one who's both. Well, no, because oftentimes you'll find someone who's good-hearted, but you don't think much of them one way or the other in appearance, but then the more you fall in love with them, you start to fall in love with their appearance anyway. It's a common phenomenon. So actually, it should be easier than you're thinking.
Anyway, I went for a walk and happened upon you, and I thought, the professor's perfect. Why don't I just make a vow with him?
Well, that's rather presumptuous.
I'm just kidding, Professor. To be honest, I wanted to spy on you. See if you had someone else up here.
And yet...
Although, if you did want to make a vow with me, I wouldn't object. Need some time to consider?
Yes, let's revisit this tomorrow morning.
Hang on. It won't mean anything tomorrow. Oh, I get it. Everyone's looking for you down there, girls included. You don't want to keep them waiting.
It's like she's like the first person who actually figured out what Byleth was actually doing up here.
Pretty smooth, you know that? Well, I'm off then. I'll see you at the ball.
Okay, bye!
Did the goddess hear that conversation?
Because I'd be really embarrassed if she did. Mercifully, that was because like some of them are like overtly romantic, and there's nothing you can do about it when you, no matter what you pick. So I'm glad I wasn't one of them. Otherwise, that would be really awkward for Hoppy and Happy's relationship. More? You want more? I'm tired.
How dull of you. Had I a body of my own? Oh, I would sing and dance until I fell upon the ground. But you... do as you will.
Sucks to suck. You were cut content. No body for you.
Oh, you're not the only one who feels that way. Look over there.
I'm looking. I see Rhea. She must have been dancing a lot too.
I'm bored beyond compare. Will you not follow her?
I thought your whole thing was being tired and sleeping. Why can't we just go back to sleep? Why would I?
Oh, come on, hurry up.
Ugh.
I know that you are curious to see what she is up to.
If the past episode is any indication, Sothis, the answer is something stupid and self-destructive.
I hear someone singing.
I don't want to
From
bear
over
witness.
there.
Well, if not dancing, she's certainly singing. On the swift rivers drift, broken memories alight. That's the next lyric. Is I set it to auto. Is it gonna forward through this or? Oh, I guess I have to do it.
Song. I feel that I have heard it in the past. Actually, it is not that I have heard it. Did I once sing that song to someone?
Well, unless you were plugging your ears, wouldn't singing it also constitute hearing it?
No. There's more. I wrote this song.
Oh, come on, Sothis.
Oh, but how could that be so?
That's just outlandish. First you want me to dance more with Claude, then you send me up to the Goddess Tower making snide remarks the whole way. Then you force me to go after headstrong Ray over there. And then you claim you wrote her song? What has gotten into you tonight?
If that were true, then how could she be singing it? Unless... No. I am suddenly so exhausted. As are you, no doubt?
Yes!
Quickly then, to bed with you.
That's what I've been saying! Fade to white. Oh, it's so strange. Sleeping doesn't look like white. Why is it so bright now? Ah, my eyes. Ow. Stop that. Okay, thank goodness. It's the 26th now. Merry Christmas. You have eyes who can take advanced exams. Look at certifications to view what they can take. Oh yeah, I didn't level up anyone else past to 20, did I? We have several people who are close though, so probably after this story mission we'll have a whole bunch of 20s in us. Oh, Happy's nearly 20, but the only one for now is moi. Let's see about it. Okay, so it's not a 100% chance, but it's 77. That's not bad. I may give that a go. And actually, surprisingly, it's my sword that's lagging behind. So if it's if all you need is your bow to B. Sorry, your sword to B and bow to C. Let me just see who would be. So I'm at C+ with both, which is why I'm quite close. Claude's fine with bow, needs more sword. Everyone basically needs more sword now. I thought for sure bow was going to be the problem, but basically everyone has a C in bow except for Marianne. Okay, never mind. It's just Marianne. In that case, we have some goals to swap around. I could have probably checked that earlier, couldn't I have? Oh, right, I've still got everyone on brawling. Well, right, I guess that makes enough sense to do for you, since, we do want your bow growing still, probably. Or do we want to just go, like, flying and brawling with you, maybe? Or flying in swords so we can get you to S sooner, that might be wise. Yeah, since we're never going to need more than C and bow for you, all we're getting there is, like, the prowess up, which is, granted, it's good, but, sword and flying, let's do it. Right, I forgot. I thought I was training a bunch of people in bow, and I'm actually training most people in brawling still. I forgot that wouldn't be a teaching day then. Nevertheless, I think it's probably worth giving me a go at Assassin now. I can't remember if you can save scum this one, but even if you can, I'm not going to. Gotta keep some guise of challenge in this easy game. Why not? Go for the 77. Our luck's been pretty good with other things recently. Yeah, there we go. Not bad, us.
A new path to tread.
A new path to tread. Absolutely, let's change into Assassin. Let's start growing in this. What I'm curious about is because Hoppy has his own personal sword animations, right? Like, everyone else holds a sword at the side, whereas he does the whole thing on the shoulder and then one hand in front of him. So I wonder if the Assassin overrides that, because Assassins with swords have their own special animation as well, where they, like, go into a squat and everything. I wonder if Assassin Hoppy gets the Assassin animations or his normal ones. So I'll replenish all this junk. I think we're... Right, so the items we got from that were Crit Ring, which is pretty sweet, and the Shoes of Wind. Taking rid of all the torches from everyone now, for the time being. We are running desperately low on concoctions. I'm just going to take everyone's healing items off. We'll re-equip them when I go to do the next story mission, which, again, should not be a difficult one. Even though Gerald gets himself killed a lot in the mission, it's us versus monsters, and we like, those are the only enemies are monsters, so we should have a very good time with it, as monsters tend to have low luck. I'm still so pleased we made it through last episode, to be honest with you. Feels nice to take things nice and slow again in the story, as well as the action. Anything else we want to swap around? Do I want to give Claude back his other one now that he's built this one a bit? Yeah, let's do that before I forget. Chiefly. I was saying I think I'll give Raphael the defense one. Right, and his authority's only just gotten to C, is that right? Right, otherwise I would have done it sooner. Oh, well, I could have done it in the last mission, because we got to see from the Raphael Nigon's paralogue, which is called Death Toll. I think giving it to him makes enough sense. As to the Victor Private Military, is that one any good, did we decide? It's Assembly, which is a nice one. Stats on it aren't bad at level 1. Some resin magic. Oh, it's all kinds of magic stuff. Cool. Do everyone with, like, what's Happy's battalion right now? Oh, right, it's the armor cove for her defense, right? We want to keep that. Anyone all right with doing magic stuff? Yeah, because this one's got 40 accuracy. What's the Victor Private Military? 50 accuracy, and it's a physical battalion, and it doesn't eat your physical attack as much, but it does give you some. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. Victor Private Military does not give you magic. That was whoever I was looking at when I was hovering over it before. It gives you +2 physical attack, some accuracy, and some charisma. And a bit of resilience. So it's a bit of a weird one. It's sort of like a Pegasus one, where it's like physical attack, magic defense. In that case, don't bother with it for now, I suppose. It might give you a bit better res than the one you have now, but it probably won't reach your magic attack of this one. Yeah, forget it. Support time, let's do this. We probably have even a few more than we did previously. I'll just start with the Lawrence one, why not? Lawrence and Catherine, very interested in this one because I'm pretty sure I never even saw these ever. Ooh, someone's training.
Swordplay is captivating.
Hello, some people say.
Yet mindful to guard the weaknesses that often accompany such elegant flourishes.
Lawrence, are you spying on me? That's not very noble.
Look who's talking, first of all. About the spying bit, not the noble bit, I don't care about that. But secondly, is this his way of like, trying to butter her up after the way conversation went last time?
It was rude of me to watch so long in silence, I do confess. Yet I could not bring myself to interrupt. I believe that such a deep grasp of swordplay can only mean that you have experienced the privilege of a noble birth.
You just don't let up. I didn't inherit my sword skills, Lawrence. I trained. I earned them.
One's lineage does not affect one's talent or tenacity, to be sure. But a noble is raised in an environment more conducive to the honing of martial skill.
Potentially, I may see your point there, but I'm not sure where you're going with this.
Those brought up in the lap of luxury are blessed with a far wider variety of options for their futures. And a noble raised in that fashion is better equipped to keep the peace for the common folk.
Sure. And besides keeping the peace, what are the nobility's other duties?
Matters of state, for a start. A noble has the ability to declare war, for instance. A commoner does not. And a noble who carries the blessing of a crest has even more power. One move from such an individual can exert massive influence. Of course, such influence must only be wielded with discretion. It is a noble's duty to use power wisely.
Whether or not it's their duty. If they don't use their power wisely, the people will revolt.
Indeed. The motivation to revolt can only come from discontent with the nobility. But if the people are well protected and enjoy peaceful and happy lives, there is no such motive. Thus, if such a revolt does occur, the nobility must be held accountable.
The nobility must be held accountable, I never thought I'd find myself agreeing with you. Maybe you're not as bad as I thought. In fact, I'll let you in on a secret. I am from a noble family. House Karen of Fargus. I used to be known as Cassandra Rubens Karen.
So I heard of it.
Perhaps you've heard that name before?
House Karen? It cannot be. Are you the one who was driven from Fargus for some grave crime?
Oh, first I've heard about it.
So people say. However, I didn't do anything wrong. Anyway, how do you rate me now? On one hand, I am a noble, but I'm also a fugitive.
I see. Well then, will you do me the honor of a bout?
So you'd like to suss me out with your sword? Sure, I'll take you on.
That was an interesting one. I didn't have any idea where that was going at first. That's why I was quiet through the whole thing, as I was just trying to reason out where it was a weird way the conversation started, but judging by how it ended, I get why they were choosing to lead into it that way, with another debate between them about the duties and burdens and privileges of nobility and commoners. But that was a lot of interesting information about I almost called her Catherine, just then, which people who play the game longer than me probably knew about, but this is the first I've heard about that. I guess because a lot of the church people I didn't bring in a lot of roots, so I don't have. There's a lot of their sports I'm missing out on. But yeah, the clocks went back. I was wondering why it was so dark all of a sudden. Daylight saving time, a weird beast, man. But very, very interesting. So I can only imagine that when she was a fugitive, that's when she got into whatever state it was that Rhea saved her from, and that's why she owes her life to her. Or so she seems to believe. A curious one. I had not known about that, nor was I prepared for that. Claude has one with Petra. The tree climbing saga continues.
What are you doing?
The training equipment needed maintenance, so I thought I'd give it a good cleaning and some oil.
Why is that for you to do?
If you intend to use something a lot, it's on you to take good care of it.
You are a noble who does not have fear of working with hardness or becoming dirty. And you can climb trees. I am.
That's a bonus.
Thanks, but to be honest, I don't think being a noble really has anything to do with anything. Nobles and commoners are all equal here. We're all buddies. Even you do chores, don't you? Social rank doesn't matter when you put your life in each other's hands. I like that about this place.
I have your same opinion. Status is something chosen by chance, not by a person.
There are some instances where it's chosen by people, I suppose, but in large part, chance, I suppose. I see your point.
Everything became different when I came from Bridget to the Empire. Nobility does not stop life from surprising you.
I know just what you mean. It's not like the ancestors of the nobility or royalty were selected by the goddess herself, after all. What does origin or status matter? In the grand scheme of things,
Claude.
we're all just insignificant mortals.
I mean, I guess that's the joke, but in this case, that is literally what it means. In Vodland, anyway.
Nobility isn't a matter of birthright alone. At least not in my eyes.
Claude, you are very much strange for a noble.
Well, sorry, I shouldn't have been so dismissive about that. The presence of crests is because people assume that the original bearers were picked by the goddess, which is maybe, but not. They weren't. I don't think it was her intention to pick them to decide everything. She just wanted a few chosen warriors and stuff. I'm not entirely sure, but it is funny that he says that.
Thanks, and same to you. You're a princess of Bridget, right? If I'm a strange noble, you are too.
I am normal in Bridget. In Fodlan, you are an abnormality.
An abnormality, am I? Gentleman that I am, I'll go ahead and take that as a compliment.
I would.
I think also that your heart is kind.
Oh, well, now you can't not take that as a
I
compliment.
am thinking you will be a good king.
I'll remember that. But for now, this equipment isn't going to clean itself.
I will be helping you. We will join together our efforts.
Buddies to the end.
You're an abnormality, princess. A wonderful abnormality.
Their supports are the sweetest. I absolutely want to see that to the max. And since I'm not romancing either of them, they might end up together at the end of this, which would be kind of fun. Cyril and Ignatz. So that'll be something. Don't think I've ever seen this one either.
Why are you following me?
Oh, can I help you with something? You must be struggling by yourself, Cyril.
Right, does Ignatz have younger siblings? He probably feels that way about it in Cyril.
This is my job. I do it myself.
Considering how young he
We
is.
could do it so much faster working together.
You don't have to.
I don't mind. Plus, if we finish early, you can go and do whatever you like.
You want to know what I want to do?
Sure, tell me.
I want to do my goddamn
I'd like
job.
to do my assigned work without you pestering me.
Oh, okay.
Why are you always so concerned about what I'm doing anyway, Ignatz? It's kind of weird, you know?
Wow. It hurts when you put it like that. I've been meaning to ask you about Elmira. You always look so busy, but I thought you might talk to me if I helped with your work.
There's nothing about Elmira worth talking about.
But I find it all so fascinating. Please, tell me about the people, the buildings, the flowers. Ooh, any scenery you liked looking at.
Nope, never took much time to look at anything. Why do I gotta talk about stuff I don't want to talk about just because you're bored, Ignatz?
Even though you endured hardships, there must have been some things
Dad,
you enjoyed.
Ignaz, I think we're pushing a bit hard now. You did just say to your face, I do not want to talk about this with you.
You don't get it. Look, I'm gonna go. Should have done it already.
Okay, sorry to bother you. Let me know if I can help. Oh, and I hope we can talk some other time.
But there's nothing to talk about. Jeez, what a weirdo.
That was an interesting one. I mean, obviously, Ignaz does not probably understand quite the breadth of what Cyril endured over there, and probably why doesn't really understand why he doesn't want to talk about it. He thinks Cyril's just being sort of stuffy as usual. But he did push a little harder than was really warranted there, I think. Leonie and Catherine. And that would mean leave Petra and Ignaz, is that right? Yes. Let's do it.
Catherine's working hard. I guess even the strongest fighters can't neglect their training.
You saw her. You fight alongside her all the time. You should know well that she's not... I mean, she's pretty legendary, but, like, has limits and needs to train and all. And just walks away. I guess she's like, can I come back? She's like, she's still at it?
Again. Or is she still at it?
Oh, a spectator. If you want to ogle, you ought to be a little less conspicuous.
Don't just walk directly into the ring with me.
Sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. I was just passing by. I couldn't help but wonder, though. Have you been training all this time?
Yes, I'm simulating
How
prolonged
does Catherine know what
combat.
all this time
Fighting
means?
for a long time requires a whole different set of skills. If you can't handle it in training, you'll certainly be doomed against the real thing.
I can't even imagine having what it takes to keep that up for so long.
You want to be a mercenary, right? You should at least try to imagine.
Ouch.
A brutal, protracted clash in open marshland, neither side retreating. In that situation, what will you do? Your survival depends on decisions you make in the moment.
I see why you're so successful.
Most importantly, don't give up. Don't start thinking about how you might lose or might die. Focus on surviving, on winning.
Good advice, I think. Don't start thinking about dying. Do not focus on the possibility of being beheaded mid-combat. Yes, this will probably help.
You're right. I've been narrow-minded. I decided, since I don't have a crest and can't use relics, that I'm powerless against someone like you. But that's wrong. I'm not helpless. Not as long as I'm breathing and on my feet. So, the first thing I'm going to do is learn how to beat you. When you're unarmed, at least.
That's the spirit, Leonie.
I don't know, she's pretty
Well, I'm
strong
not
when
planning
she's
on losing
fist fighting.
either, you know.
Good. I hope you're ready, because I'm going to train even harder than you.
But you have class speed by a bit. I think in our run, she would probably take Catherine down.
You remind me of myself when I was young. I would become so angry at my own weakness. I feel strangely nostalgic seeing that same anger in
She
you.
opens her eyes. Leonie?
Huh?
Oh my god, that's what
Where'd
did
that
happen.
girl go?
We start tomorrow.
She didn't realize she was walking away. That's hilarious. Ah, Leonie, she didn't know where you were and she had her eyes closed. You could have beat her then. Knocked her on her ass before the match even started. I'm sure everyone would have celebrated that as a win for you. Petra and Ignaz.
Ignatz, I am having a request.
Huh? For me?
Yes, only you can be helping me.
Something only I can do? That's a lot of pressure. What's it about?
I want to borrow your lens. Your glasses. I have curiosity.
Oh, you want to try my glasses? All right.
I have so much gratitude. I will be trying them now.
So, Petra, what do you think?
The world appears blurred. Oh, my head feels dizzy. The danger for being sick is now very high.
It's not difficult to take off glasses, Petra.
Petra, take them off. If you lean on me that hard, I'm going to... Ah! How are you feeling?
I am feeling much better now. You have my thanks.
You're welcome? I guess you shouldn't wear glasses unless you need them.
Yes. I do not have friendliness with glasses. Like heroes' relics. Only certain people can be using them.
Glasses are like heroes' relics. What a funny thing to say.
It is not for a joke. I was saying the truth. Your glasses are only for you to use. But I give thanks for you showing them to me.
Just gonna walk away like that.
Relics, glasses. I never thought about it like that.
Maybe you should. Maybe that's why you have plus 20 to your accuracy. No, it's probably from your watchful eye. That probably does literally mean that you're like have an eye for aesthetics and therefore movement and such things on the battlefield. Well, that was a nice a small assortment of supports, and as well as the other story stuff that happened this time. Hilda's Goddess Tower event was actually sort of interesting. Not what I would have expected. I would have expected, considering her, that it would have been sort of a bit more... I don't know what I was expecting. It would have been a bit more. I guess it makes sense that with her whole kind of inferiority complex thing, that she wouldn't be okay. I mean, because I sort of assume most of the people, if they're heading to the Goddess Tower, it's implied that they're sort of into you. So I would have assumed that she would be a bit more upfront about it. But, well, I guess she sort of tried, and then when she saw his surprise, she was like, "Nah, I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Calm down." I think that's happened to all of us once or twice, hasn't it? No, just me? Never mind. Okay. Nevertheless, we, Merry Christmas, and we have a story mission to do next time, which probably will be rather easy, so I'm looking forward to where we're going now. I think we're probably, going to find that things are about to get way easier, way fast. My recollection is that in the 2 story missions after this usually are pretty easy, because at this point in the game, they don't catch up to you as well in levels. You're sort of starting to get ahead of the enemies in levels a bit, and then, for reasons that are clear if you played the game before, things get a bit harder after that. I guess this is mostly a spoiler-heavy run anyway, so I don't know why I'm being coy about it, but just in case, you know, I can save someone from a spoiler. Never mind. That was good fun. I have not decided, A, who will get the crit ring yet, and B, who will get the Shoes of Wind yet. It just occurred to me, do you know, that we can only get the trade secrets if we're doing normal auxiliary battles, so we probably won't be getting them for a bit. What do we get from this next one? Res, right. You know what would be hilarious if this quest didn't expire after the next few story missions and the story event that happens then? That'd be so weird. How much does it take to repair a hero's relic, namely mine? Is it 2 Umbral Steel? Sweet. So now that we got that other Umbral Steel as a reward, we can repair this thing one more time. Should it go down? Does it take the same? It's the same for Thunderbrand, right? Umbral Steel? It takes 3 though. As for Shoes of the Wind, I guess we can give it some thought now. My movement says 6 as an assassin, and now, oh man, if you had Shoes of the Wind and a March Ring as an assassin, you'd be moving faster than mounted units. Would it make sense to swap everyone to brawling, to sword and brawling? Or maybe even just all sword, just so we can be sure that we get to assassins soon enough? I think I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to go sword and brawl for most of us. We'll get back to flying sometime later. We don't even know if we're going to have enough before the game is over to really justify that. Your sword is already a beast, so just go brawling. Keep going with just brawling. Yeah, actually, I'll keep the mages on doing just brawling. You'll have no problem becoming an assassin because you've already got Bow of C and Sword of A. Very good, so that's all for now. Next week on the channel is going to be some more of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. But it's nice to relax and decompress this episode. This was a nice, this is a wholesome and sweet episode and chill most of it. Super delightful change of pace from the huge battle-y episodes we've been doing lately. Definitely needed that. Whew, well, that's all. Thank you so very much for coming around. Hopefully I will see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace! All I'm saying is, let's explore our options vis-a-vis how many springs we want to put on this godforsaken thing. Oh, so wibbly-wobbly. And let's just sort of stick it vaguely to the back here. Yeah, plonk. Now this, I mean, how could this not